Hello, my name is Keshwani. That is K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. I have been solving data sufficiency problems for GMAT out of this book here, GMAT Review, the official guide, 12th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You should be able to find it at mba.com. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you're going to find on page number 276, data sufficiency problem. Number 43, I believe. Number 43. The question simply is, what is the 10th digit in a decimal representation of a certain number? What is the 10th digit? So we have a certain number which we know nothing about at this point. The question simply is, what is the 10th digit? So here is your decimal, here is your 10th digit, then the 100th digit, then the 1000th digit, and it goes on and so on and so forth. The M stands for mil, for thousand, for those of you who understand it. Anyway, so that's what that is. For example, it may be 0.124, it may be 0.739, it could be anything. What they're asking you is, what is the 10th digit? So here's your 10th digit, here's your 100th digit. Hundredth digit, and this is your 10th digit. Let's see what they give us in the two statements. Before we actually start the solutions, let's write down here A, D, B, C, E. This is, after all, a data sufficiency problem, and that's the very first thing we should do before we worry about solving the problem. The first statement tells us that the number is less than 1/3. This number that we're dealing with, which we know nothing about, we are told that it is less than 1/3. Is that going to help us figure out what is going to be the 10th digit of this thing? Of course not. If it's less than 1/3, all it tells me is that it could be the 10th digit, it could be 0.31, it could be 0.25, it could be 0.19. It does not tell us what the 10th digit is. All we know at this point is that the 10th digit, whatever it is got to be either 1, 2 or 3. But based on the fact that it's less than 1/3 does not tell us what is the 10th digit. We know, based on this, we know now that 10th digit has to be 3 or 2 or 1. It cannot be 4, but it cannot be 0.4 because it's less than 1/3. But it does not tell us what the 10th digit is. As of right now, we just know that it's either 1, 2 or 3. First statement by itself is not enough. Not enough. That tells us that the answer, whatever it is, cannot be A or D. Let's look at the second statement. Perhaps second statement will shed some light on it. The number is greater than a quarter. The number that we're dealing with is greater than a quarter. Well, that does not help much either. If it's greater than a quarter, then the 10th digit we know. What this tells us, second statement by itself, if you look at second statement by itself now, all it tells us is that the 10th digit, whatever it is, cannot be 1. It can be 2, because it's greater than a quarter. It could be 0.26, 0.27, 0.39, 0.4, could be anything. All we have done this, all this does, it rules out 1 as the 10th digit. But it does not tell us what the 10th digit is. Therefore, the answer can also not be B. It's not enough. Let's put the two statements together. Now that we know that X is more than 1/3, or rather less than 1/3, and we know that it is more than a quarter. If it's more than a quarter, I'm putting the two together here. X is more than a quarter and less than a third. More than a quarter and less than a third. Repeating. What does this tell us? Well, now we know that the 10th digit, whatever that is, has to be either 2 or 3. It can be 2, it could be 0.6, it's rather not 0.6 rather, x could be 0.26 or x could be as high as less than, it could be as high as 0.32 or 0.329999, whatever. So putting them together, putting these two statements together, it does narrow down the scope. Putting them together, we know the 10th digit for this number, that number that we do not know, the mystery number. The 10th digit of that mystery number is either a 2 or a 3. The 10th digit is either a 2 or a 3, but we still do not know what is it. Is it 2 or is it 3? We do not know. Now, knowing the fact that it's more than a quarter, it tells me that it starts with 0.251 maybe to 0.25001 maybe. So we know that it can have a 10th digit of 2, or it could have a 10th digit of 3, because we also know that it's less than 1/3. So we have an upper boundary, lower boundary that just tells us it's either 2 or a 3, but we cannot tell what exactly that 10th digit is. Therefore the answer here is E. That's all. That was the end of it. I hope you found it helpful. If you wish to get hold of me for personal private tutoring, go to my website at www.prepforgmat.com or keshwaniprep.com and send me an email. Alright? Thanks.